It was a bright, sunny morning in the city, and Emma Parker was excited. Today was the day she had been saving for months, her very first car. She wasn't asking for anything extravagant, just something practical and reliable. A car that could take her from point A to point B without any trouble. Emma had always lived a simple life. She worked as a librarian at the local community library, loved quiet evenings with a book, and cherished her few close friends. Money had never been abundant, but she had learned to manage, stretching every dollar carefully. Today, however, she was ready to treat herself. The dealership she walked into gleamed in the sunlight, polished to perfection, with rows of shiny vehicles lined up like soldiers. Emma's heart beat faster as she approached the showroom. She had done her research, knew exactly what she could afford, and even practiced what she would say as a salesman approached her. A man in a crisp suit, with a smile that seemed rehearsed. "Good morning. How can I help you today?" he asked. Emma smiled nervously. "Hi, I'm looking to buy a car. Something reliable but affordable." The salesman's smile faltered slightly. "Of course, ma'am. Let me show you our options." As he led her around the showroom, Emma couldn't help but notice the sleek, luxurious cars that surrounded them. She didn't care much for them. They were far beyond her budget. Still, she admired the craftsmanship and couldn't hide a small, wistful smile. After showing her a few modest vehicles, the salesman stopped. His tone changed slightly, a hint of condescension creeping in. "Ma'am, I have to be honest. The cars you're interested in are just not suitable for someone like you. Perhaps you should consider something smaller, or come back when you can afford a proper car." Emma felt her cheeks burn with embarrassment. She had expected some negotiation, some persuasion, but not outright dismissal. "Excuse me?" she asked, stunned. The salesman shrugged. "Look, we have standards here. We cater to clientele who appreciate the finer things. You might want to consider a different dealership." Her heart sank. Emma felt small, humiliated, and rejected. All she wanted was to buy a car she could proudly drive. And now she was being treated as if she didn't belong. Fighting back tears, she turned and walked out of the dealership, her dreams seemingly crushed. That evening, Emma returned home, feeling defeated. She sank into her favorite chair, staring at the ceiling. Her husband, James Parker, noticed her mood immediately. James Parker wasn't just anyone. To the outside world, he was a billionaire, a man whose name was synonymous with success. But at home, he was gentle, kind, and deeply in love with Emma. He noticed everything about her. Her smiles, her frowns, even the smallest flicker of disappointment. "Emma, what's wrong?" he asked softly, sitting beside her. Emma recounted the morning's events, her voice quivering. James listened silently, his jaw tightening as he heard how someone had treated the woman he adored. "That's unacceptable," he said finally, his tone calm but firm. "No one should ever make you feel less than you are." Emma shook her head, embarrassed. "It's fine. It's just, I wanted a car. That's all. I shouldn't have expected." James placed a hand over hers. "You shouldn't apologize for wanting something. You deserve every good thing in this world, Emma. Every single thing." Emma's heart softened, but she still felt the sting of humiliation. She didn't need her husband to buy her a car. She just wanted to feel respected. But James had a plan, one that would leave her utterly speechless. The next morning, as Emma was making breakfast, she heard a strange, familiar sound outside, the gentle purr of a powerful engine. Curious, she walked to the window. Her jaw dropped. There, parked in front of their modest home, was a Rolls Royce, gleaming in the morning sun, its silver paint reflecting everything around it. It was unlike any car Emma had ever seen, the kind she had only admired in magazines or seen at high-end events. She ran outside, heart pounding, to find James standing next to the car, grinning. "James, what is this?" she asked, stunned. He took her hands in his eyes sparkling. "This, my love, is for you." Emma laughed nervously, thinking it was a joke. "You bought this for me? Are you serious?" "Absolutely," he replied. "After hearing what happened yesterday, I realized something. You don't need to struggle to be seen or to be respected. You deserve to be treated like the queen you are, Emma. And sometimes, a little luxury doesn't hurt. Tears welled up in Emma's eyes. But, this is too much. I didn't ask for. James interrupted gently. I know you didn't ask for it, but you didn't have to. You deserve it, and I wanted to show you that no one has the right to belittle you. Not a salesman, not anyone. From now on, when someone underestimates you, remember this moment. Emma felt a wave of emotion crash over her. She was overwhelmed, not just by the car, but by the love and thoughtfulness behind it. It wasn't just a vehicle, it was a statement. It was James saying, you are valued, you are seen, and you deserve the world. As she ran her hands over the smooth, polished surface of the Rolls Royce, she remembered the humiliation of the previous day. And suddenly, it felt small, insignificant, compared to this overwhelming act of love and respect. Over the next few days, news of the Rolls Royce arriving at a modest home spread throughout their community. Neighbors whispered, curious about the sudden appearance of such luxury in their quiet neighborhood. But Emma didn't care about the whispers. She cared about the message James had given her. She didn't have to fight alone. She was never alone. The dealership, on the other hand, heard about the story through a viral post Emma had shared online. She didn't mention the salesman's condescension directly. Instead, she wrote about her love for James, the surprise he had planned, and how kindness and respect mattered more than money or status. The post went viral, sparking thousands of comments, messages, and shares. People cheered for Emma, admired her humility, and marveled at the story of love and justice served in the most unexpected way. Interestingly, the dealership's management reached out, offering apologies, free service packages, and invitations to their exclusive events. But Emma didn't respond. She didn't need validation from them anymore. She had validation from someone far more important, her husband, and the life they shared together. Months later, the Rolls Royce became a symbol, not of wealth, but of dignity, love, and respect. Emma drove it sparingly, always with a sense of gratitude. But more than anything, it reminded her of the power of standing tall, even when the world tried to push her down. Every time someone doubted her, dismissed her, or laughed at her, she would think of that morning, the roar of the Rolls Royce engine, and James' reassuring words. She learned that life had its setbacks, but sometimes, those setbacks led to moments that were far more beautiful than she could ever imagine. Emma never forgot the humiliation at the dealership, but she also never forgot the lesson it brought. The lesson that sometimes the universe sends a reminder that you are worth more than you think, and that love, respect, and kindness are worth more than the finest car in the world. And as for the salesman who had laughed at her dreams, Emma never spoke to him again, but she smiled privately whenever she passed by his dealership, knowing that she had won in a way he could never understand. Because in the end, it wasn't about the car. It was about dignity. It was about love. It was about a simple woman who refused to be diminished, and a billionaire husband who made sure the world knew it. The story of Emma and her Rolls Royce became a legend in their city. People talked about it, inspired by the combination of humility, kindness, and poetic justice. Emma continued her simple life, working at the library, enjoying quiet evenings, and cherishing every moment with James. But now, there was an extra sparkle in her life. A silver Rolls Royce that reminded her, every single day, that she was worthy of the world's finest things. And sometimes, just sometimes, she would sit behind the wheel, smile, and whisper to herself, "This is what happens when you never let anyone make you feel small."